Do you ever wonder just how putting surfaces get so smooth and so quick? Of course you do. Let's do it.
Let's do it now.
Hi everyone, my name's James Robinson and welcome to this YouTube channel. Guys, in today's video you will not believe I'm here with Superintendent John.
Again.
John, how are you?
Back in the uniform,
So,
mate.
last time we had John on the channel, he was a raging success. Not so much when he plays golf, but when you're actually doing your job.
People like me beating you on the channel.
People prefer to see you talking about the golf course, talking about how you set a golf course up, and how we get it so damn good. John, you've got a new machine.
We have. We've got a few bits of kit out this morning, but one of them is a world exclusive.
It's a
UK
groomer.
exclusive.
Is it a groomer?
It is a groomer.
So Connor's told me a little bit about it already, and we're going to go through the process and we're going to see just how we get the greens so damn good. So John, the most annoying thing for any golfer is we get to the middle of summer, we get to June, we get to July, and we see these bad boys out. Why is Connor doing this to our beautiful greens at this time of year?
So we're already into like major full swing tournaments most weekends.
Yeah, Invitation Day was yesterday.
Yeah, we've had some big comps recently. So we've had a lot of intensive work on it. So a lot of mowing, a lot of rolling, a lot of foot traffic.
A lot of stress.
A lot of stress on the turf. So we're
and
just
dogs.
out this morning, and dogs. Just out this morning decompacting basically.
Okay.
So we're just using a gentle 8mm solid tine, just putting a small hole in, nothing major. Relieves a little bit of compaction and allows a little bit of air exchange in the turf as well. Keep that turf healthy.
So is this almost prepping it for what we're going to do in a second with the machine that's over there?
No, it's just sort of an added bonus really.
Yeah.
Because we're putting a few different applications on behind it, we can lose the holes pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So we thought rather than miss our chance with flying with this machine, because it's pretty quick.
Yeah, especially with Connor on it.
Exactly. And then once we've finished with all the other bits of equipment, the holes will have closed up and gone anyway, and you won't know anything on the surface.
So you might as well do it.
You might as well have it.
Right, what happens next?
Next we're going to run over with this machine.
Oh, I thought that was just a mower.
No. We're mowing in the other direction.
Ah, because
So-
I've done this machine before.
Well, you've done one like it. But this is brand new, only come out last week or the week before in the
They
UK.
look very sharp.
Yeah, it's first pass out, so we haven't managed to wreck them yet.
Oh, okay.
I had to look this up, but there's about 2,300 tungsten tips on there.
I had the 2,310.
You've been reading as well. So this is going to go in, it's going to sort of, what we're going to do next is we're going to pick up all those lateral grasses.
Yeah.
So to get a nice tight sward and a fast-paced green, we want to get that grass stood upright and vertical. The ball rolls smoother and it'll be a quicker green for it. But what we do get over the course of rolling a lot, foot traffic, the grasses start to lay down and lay flat.
Yep.
So you get lateral growth.
Yep.
So we're going to go in, we're going to lift that growth up with these micro groomers, and then we'll get the greens mow across it. And
So what I get from that, if I put this in layman's terms, I'm thinking when you go to the barbers, they stand your hair up with a comb before they cut it, so that you can
have
get
a little
to
look
the.
if you want, see if we can. So what we got. So you can see here. Don't know. Can you get that on camera?
I
so
can. Wait, hold on, wait.
Get a dog. Get a dog.
Ah! Right.
So you can see there, you've got lateral growth, so it's growing flat.
Yep.
Whereas around it, you've got grass stood up.
Yep.
So what we're wanting to do to improve the turf, getting abused by a dog. So what we want to do is improve that surface. We're going to lift that grass up with this machine.
John, we're about to get run over by Connor.
Oh my God! Move!
And does that allow you to get the greens quicker, but not quite cut them as short?
No, we maintain a little bit of a higher height of cut anyway.
Yeah.
We like to promote healthier turf.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll stay at we're at 4mm at the moment.
Okay.
And that combined with a roll, plenty quick enough for.
Especially with some of the slopes we have over here.
Yeah.
So do you need the dog to do this, or?
Some days I don't think it's my dog. I feel like it's Connor's dog.
So you can see there, it's extracting quite a lot already into the buckets to the front of there. Is that getting rid of kind of excess stuff we don't need?
Yeah. So it's cutting into the turf vertically rather than just a real cut. And you'll start to see the difference now down here, because also again, UK, where a lot of us are very much power based, so you can see the power seed heads. And we'll have a look in his bucket shortly at how much he's actually taken out.
Yeah.
But he's standing those seed heads up as well. Stuart will come across shortly with the greens mower and then he'll nip those off. So See.
Sorry. Good looking dog.
So the seed heads, you'll see, like if you really slow down a ball rolling on the green, the seed heads can create quite a bobbly roll.
Yeah.
So by taking a few of those away, we can speed up the pace and smoothness as well.
Now, one of the things that I'm noticing here is just how unintrusive this actually is. So if you were playing golf today on this golf course, you wouldn't realise this has been done.
No.
Whereas I think sometimes people see the machines out, they see people dragging, especially those machines over there with the big handles on. They are every golfer's worst nightmare at this time of year.
Yeah.
But does doing this allow you to not be as intrusive all the way through the year?
Basically, yeah. I mean, as you well know, we try to limit the amount of intrusiveness we have on the turf anyway, with everything we do. But I think we've still got to try and maintain the turf. You can go backwards really quickly if you ignore it and just continue to mow it and don't really put any other extra work into it. So aeration is key. Bits like this, a little bit of verticutting to smooth up that surface. It's all part and parcel of the 12-month cycle of turf.
Yeah.
You can't get away from it, and if you don't bother doing it, the greens go backwards really quickly.
So is this designed for more speed, or is it designed for a truer roll, or is it all in the above?
Speed and smoothness, yeah.
Yeah, because that's generally what makes a good playing surface, isn't it?
Exactly, that's what people want. So the beauty of this as well is, so he's standing that grass up, he's also leaving us sort of, he's opening the sward out a little bit, so we'll be able to throw, one of the lads is out there and we'll probably see him shortly.
Yeah.
Throwing top dressing down, so we're putting in a dusting behind it.
Yeah.
So we'll fill in those gaps within the sward and keep that grass stood vertical.
Ah, so it can't lay down. Very clever, very clever. And then as soon as the rain comes out, washes that away, but Stuart's cut it anyway.
But there's so little, we're putting such a light dose on, there'll be about 5 tons of top dressing goes out across 18 holes.
Yeah.
So it's very little, but it's just enough to keep that surface smooth.
Very, very cool. And what have we found?
So we're just looking again at sort of improvements he's making to the turf. So you can see right down here, this is a power plant. So big, ugly, fat, broadleaf grass, which isn't ideal, but unfortunately we're stuck with them in this country. It's an absolute nightmare. But what we do want to do is try and remove some of that and then chop it off. So if we can stand that up, and then Stu can come along with the greens mower and just nip it off at the top.
Because that's going to make your ball bobble.
Yeah, it's not going to be as smooth. So you can see here on the pass he's already done, you can see he's pulled one of those plants up.
Yeah.
So you can see how big it is. I mean, that's not ideal for rolling a ball over, is it?
No, absolutely not, no.
So yeah, so you can see, you know, he started to pull these bits up here. So Stuart will come along in a minute and just nip all those off for us.
And just cut it with a normal mower?
Yeah.
So guys, I'm just looking at all the machines that we do have around this green, and John's just been explaining it's a 5-step process. So spike it.
Yep.
Groom it. Dust it.
No, you missed one.
Cut it, dust it, roll it. 5 steps to glass-like greens, guys. I can't wait to go and play this. I'm going to go out and play this afternoon and roll some putts. Like, this is literally going to be... Conor, I'm going to hold about 40-footer on here later because it's going to be like glass.
We'll see.
And as one machine leaves, another one enters.
Stuart enters the fray.
So this is phase 3?
Phase 3 of the
operation. So this is now cut?
Tidy up job, yeah.
So it's a standard cut, and then we are going to dust.
Correct.
Dust or sand?
Dust.
A light dusting of sand?
No, a light dusting of top dressing, which is a 70-30 mix of sand and soil.
Ah, and then roll. So the roller is...
loitering somewhere over there.
Over there, and that's what gives it the prim and proper finish. We're going to roll the putt after this and see just how...
Well, I thought you might have brought your putter and some balls to
I'm not going to lie, mate, I'm not in a position to do that today.
Oh, don't let on too much.
So the really interesting thing for me here, guys, is just how much care and attention goes into the putting surface. For me, the one thing I do remember about golf courses when I go and play is the tee boxes and the putting surfaces. I don't really think about too much other than that. I know you focus heavily on fairways as well and bunkers and things like that.
I think no matter where you are, I think the focus is always you start at the greens and work backwards. And that's always sort of my thought process. You start here and then you work out. Yeah,
I always think, obviously you start the hole on a tee, you finish the hole on a green, you never really remember too much in the middle.
See the definition and change.
Really see the difference there already, and they almost look like they don't need rolling, but then as soon as you roll them, they're going to be absolutely rapid, aren't they?
The roller is more this time round. The roller's more just to sort of knock the dressing about a little bit.
All right.
And just it flicks it up into the air and disperses it a little bit.
Yeah.
So with it being such a light dressing, we don't want to go in and start dragging it around with a drag mat or a brush. Just a roll is enough just to disperse it across the surface.
Because you're killing two birds with one stone there, aren't you? You're getting a better surface and
you
filling
can
it
already
in.
see now as well, we're losing those holes.
Yeah.
So we've still got channels open underneath the surface, but the surface is already knitting back together.
The aeration is active.
Yeah. So for the
like
golfer,
that. Good that, wasn't it?
for the golfer, it's, you know, it's minimal disruption.
So people at home, when you're watching, don't assume that as soon as the guys are out with the big machines pulling them along like Connor was earlier, that it's going to hinder the surface and make it worse. Because actually it could make it better for the same day that you're playing.
Correct.
That is a very, very light dressing, isn't it?
Yeah. So you'll have seen us before where we took like sand down and we're just covering the surface and blathering it. So this is literally just spinning a dusting on. So you see, probably there's your best example. So you can just see in there, give it a little rub and there's nothing there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really, really light. So we'll get Stuart to come in now with the roller. And
it's funny now, because I always enjoy putting on a sand and green. I don't know what it is, I feel like I get a truer roll.
Yeah.
But I suppose it is going to be a more sheet surface,
in
isn't
effect, it's a perfect surface, isn't it? And
Yeah.
the ball just glides across that surface.
Guys, comment below, do you enjoy putting on a sanded surface? Have you ever put on a sanded surface, or do you really care about a standard surface?
So if you're getting a bit closer, you'll see him flicking it up.
You can see it, yeah, I saw that. So John, what would you expect these to be stimping after this?
So sort of us, for an average day, we're looking at 9, 10. I'd expect these to probably go up maybe nearer 11 today.
11?
Yeah.
11 on some of these slopes may well be unplayable.
Not so much unplayable, just tough.
Depends who's putting.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk people through this, because when people say about stimp meetings, a lot of people don't know what that is.
No, exactly. To be fair, stimp meter readings, it's a reading of the speed of the green. I think it's more...
Do you need the dog to do this? Or?
The dog is just, no, it's everywhere and anywhere. Stimp meter readings, in my humble opinion, are pointless for the amateur golfer.
Yep.
It means nothing to them.
Yep.
For us, it's a measure of how we've improved the surface or haven't improved the surface, depending on what work we've done.
Yeah.
So for us, it's more of a measurement.
So for people wondering, a stimp meeting is basically how many inches the ball rolls off this
Correct.
little device?
Feet and inches off this.
So the higher the number, the quicker the green. Ooh.
Mole. Now that's less than ideal, dog. Come here. Got a spider. What the heck? So we take 3 readings. Mole. That way. Just over 16 feet.
And then we do that on the way back
so
as
we'll
well.
go back the other way, same line, from this point. As you can see, a bit slower obviously on the uphill there.
Big lesson for people there, realising how much the slope makes on a green.
Na, 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 na. 7, just over 7. So what's that? 16 and 7, 23. Half 23, James?
11 and a half.
Boom, we got it bang on.